Hi guys and gals, it's Lee Valensky here and welcome to my gaming corner here live on Bridge FX Radio. This will be your weekly place for all things gaming and gaming news. This week I will be reviewing a game called Awesomenauts, which you can download from the Xbox 360 Live Arcade and the PlayStation Network. And also if you have a PlayStation Plus membership, you can download for free, for as long as you have the membership. Awesomenauts is a two-dimensional scrolling shooter that is played online multiplayer across the PSN network and the Xbox Live Arcade. Usually I try to stay away from a lot of the multiplayer online games that you can get, because a lot of them tend to be clones of each other. Things like Battlefield and Call of Duty and a lot of the other first-person shooters tend to be the same, which is why I tend to try and stay away from it as much as possible. However, when I downloaded this game I didn't exactly have high hopes for it. However, when I looked at it and played the game, it doesn't play like a normal multiplayer game. It plays a lot like Team Fortress 2, in the way that most of the game isn't quite serious. It doesn't take itself too seriously at all. It has a lot of quirkiness to it. However, it's still a solid game, which is something that you don't see very often, which was something I was very glad to see in something that was free to play. When you first start playing Awesomenauts, you will only be able to choose between two different playable characters. However, the more you level up online, the more characters you will be able to choose from. Now each character not only has its own quirks, but also has its own special attacks. Every single character on the game has two different special attacks and its own rocket attack. Now these special attacks completely change how you might play the game. For instance, I've been playing as a character called Clunk, which you unlock at level 7 for the vast majority of last night. And his special attacks involve using a bite to leech health from the enemy, and also having a large sphere cover the map and explode after a while. Now, for me, playing as this character, you get to leech life and then use your life in a self-destruct sort of way. And a lot of how you would play the game is different to how you play with one of the other characters, which has a charging bull to move the enemies out of the way, and also another enemy that can heal part of your team and throw, I think it's little grenades at the enemy. It completely changes how you might play using which character. And also, the more that you use certain characters, the more of the loadout that you can change. For instance, you might be able to have health regenerate over time, or you might also be able to get free solar at the start of the battle. Now solar is the currency of the game. Now solar is the currency in which you can buy any of the upgrades for your character, which might range from having your weapon be stronger, you having more health, or inflicting special status effects on the enemy. Now the game does play like a normal sort of shooter. The idea obviously is to get to the enemy's base and destroy it. What could be simpler? However, there are a few differences to any other game you might have played that makes the game a lot more challenging. For instance, each team has 3 turrets, and these turrets need to be destroyed before you can get to the base. Well, not all of them. You need to be able to find your path, and the only way you can do that is by going past these turrets. However, the turrets will shoot back, so you need to wait for your own droids, which are like small robots from your own team, to get into the way of them shooting at you. Now this does create some problems with the flow of the game. However, it is a nice little change to have something like this in the game, and it also seems to be most of the actual gameplay, trying to destroy these turrets. This is the part of the show where I will be ripping into any game that I'm reviewing. That involves saying what I like about the game and what I don't like about the game. Now my main problem with the game is that in any sort of multiplayer game, the most important thing is communication. And this game does not have any of that. You can play on LAN if you like. You can play with 3 controllers on your own games console, and then put that online so you can talk to each other. However, if you want to communicate with anyone on your own team, you only have 4 options. That is to taunt, to attack, to defend, and you can ask for help if you're in trouble. Rant on. Why would you ever need to taunt the opposition in this way? All that happens is when you press this button, that there is a line at the top of the screen that just says the opposition is taunting you. Surely that is just asking for trouble. The other problem with this is asking someone to attack or defend. It doesn't come up with who's asking you to attack. It's just asking that your team is asking you to attack or defend. Now, if you've got someone who doesn't know what they're doing or just wants to be a smart aleck, then they're fucking going to go and say attack or defend when it's not necessary. Now that can get quite annoying, as you can probably see. Upcoming releases. This is the part of the show where I bring you up to date with any of the new games coming out in the next few weeks. Quite frankly, at the moment there aren't that many games coming out, especially not in the next week or so. Dirt Showdown for the Xbox 360 and PS3 is coming out on the 12th. But apart from that, nothing really coming out for a few days. You got Ghost Recon Future Soldier as well coming out on the 15th. And you've also got Lego Batman, if you're into that too, DC Heroes. And the Civilization game all on the 19th. Later on this month, we've also got a game that I'm really looking forward to. We've got Darksiders 2. I'm really hoping this is going to be a great game. I've heard some ideas about it, and if it lives up to what it should be, it'll be a great game. But this is all I've got time for this week. I've been Lee Walensky. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you again next week.